Celebrating the big game might be different this year, but the savings stay the same at Meijer. Score great game day deals all week long, including 80% lean ground beef, only $1.99 a pound. Small avocados get 3 for just $1, and Glad Flex and Seal food storage bags are 2 for $6. Plus, get free Meijer pickup on orders of $50 or more. Visit the Meijer app to get started. Bring home big winners with food, fun, and more at your local Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Live from multiple locations via the miracle of Skype, it's the LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing. Co-host, Ed Kaluka. Featuring dangerous Dan Margetta. And Brian Schmidt. LTN is a caller-driven program, and your participation is encouraged by calling 414-421-7901. That's 414-421-7901. Now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
Hey, and welcome to everybody. Glad you could join us. The racing season is officially underway with the running of the 24 hours at Daytona, the Rolex 24. That is being televised right now. It started. There's still 4 hours and 40 minutes to go in the thing, so it's got a ways to go yet. But I would assume that my teammates all keep very close track of what's going on in this prestigious road course race at Daytona, which has, 4 different divisions running, Ed?
Yes, that's a fact. But Dan Margetta stayed up all night watching it, right?
Cut it out.
I've had it on. It's 5 divisions this year. They added a class. So there's 5 different classes, and it's been a pretty decent race. I mean, the cars up front are all, there's like 4 or 5 of them still on the lead lap after, 20 hours of racing. So it's been pretty good. The NASCAR guys' cars, the car that Chase Elliott drove just went out a little while ago with a gear problem, so they're done. But the one that Jimmy Johnson's on is in contention for the win. It's one of the 3 or 4 cars up front.
How did Jimmy do?
Not bad. I mean, he actually did pretty good. He was in a couple stints overnight. Chase Elliott's first stint, he was not real happy with. But he's always hard on himself. I mean, he was really down on himself. But obviously, the NASCAR guys aren't as quick as the sports car guys in these cars, just because they're not used to driving them. But Jimmy held his own. I mean, he kept the car in contention and on the lead lap and didn't lose a lot of time. The driver on that team, there's a Japanese guy, Kobayashi. He's the guy that's kind of crazy in that deal. He when he got in his stint, he got out to like a 13-second lead and just kind of buried the competition. And then he got in earlier this morning, at about 4 or 5 o'clock this morning, and was going for the lead and spun the car out and put him back again. So I think he's going to be the guy to finish this race. And if he's got the leader in sight, that should be fun to watch because he's kind of an animal out there.
Dan Margetta, there is some sort of a rumor out there that you got up at midnight and went and shoveled.
Well, we got a lot of snow. We're still getting some snow here. I did a little bit just to kind of get a head start of it because I don't feel like shoveling 12 inches of snow. Can't really tell, though, now. So that's about it. I mean, it's part of living in Wisconsin in the wintertime, I guess. You can't really complain about it. It's got to go get it done.
I can tell you right now that a professional snowplower that I happen to know that works for the city of Sheboygan picked a pretty damn good time to go on vacation, and he is now calling us from his rented place down in Tampa, Florida. Good morning, Brian Schmidt. Are you enjoying your time?
Oh, yeah. I'm nothing better than missing snow like that. I think this is like the 3rd snowstorm since I left, but tomorrow the harsh reality will set in as I fly home, and we'll have to deal with all that crap.
Well, it wasn't going to last forever. Although, I have to say, for those of you who might be interested, Brian, you're looking at 76 today?
Yeah, it's really nice here. In fact, I mean, people in Wisconsin aren't going to think much about this, but on the weather here, they're talking about a massive cold front. They're talking wind chills here starting on Tuesday. The high is only going to be like 50, and the wind chills are going to be in the 20s. So I guess it's a good time to get out of here, too.
Yeah, perfect.
I don't really want to sit in stands and watch racing in that.
Just in time for New Smyrna to start.
And, speaking of speed weeks down there, perfect timing. This week is when the 55th World Series of Asphalt at New Smyrna Raceway starts. And we have 4 4 drivers that I know of from Wisconsin that are going to be competing. They would be Justin Mondyke from Gleason, Wisconsin, and R.J. Braun of Wales, Wisconsin. For those of you who were wondering if Ty Majeski is going to compete, he is going to be a crewman and mentor for R.J. Braun, and no, he will not be competing down there at the World Series of Asphalt this year. Plus, in the pro late models, Chad Butts, who is a regular up at WIR in Kaukauna, will be racing, and Brazen Bennett, the third-generation racer from Kaukauna and a part-timer at Slinger. Of course, his dad, Lowell Bennett, is a former champion of the World Series of Asphalt racing down there, so big time for the Bennett family, too. Now, there are others from the Midwest who are going down there. A couple of guys from Minnesota, Nick Panitsky, who is a regular competitor at La Crosse. He is going to go down in the left-hander house car, which is, of course, an Illinois car. So you have a Minnesota driver in an Illinois car, but they compete in Wisconsin. He'll be going down. Dan Fredrickson.
And engineered by a Wisconsin crew chief.
Toby Noodleman will be with Justin Mondyke.
Well, when you say left-hander, it's like saying Toby.
Okay. Well, Toby's going to be with Justin Mondyke. Dan Fredrickson's also going to race down there, and Jacob Gady, who also races at La Crosse, will be down there. So, plus in the pro late models, Jeremy Miller has come out of the former Madison champion has come out of retirement for the second year in a row to go down and race at New Smyrna, which is really good because he's awfully good there. He won one last year and had another one won, and something happened. They penalized him for something during the race, if I remember right. Dan, you don't remember that one, do you?
Can't remember exactly what it was for, but I thought it was for one of a technical infraction that was kind of ticky-tack, which happens a lot down there.
Is that same dude, what's his name, Ricky? What's the tech director's name? Ricky Brooks. Is he in charge down there?
I'm not sure. I mean, he was a couple years ago, but I'm not sure if he's still doing it or not.
All right. Well, interestingly enough. So it'll be fun to watch. That starts this week. Ed, you can tell us how you can watch that if you want to see it on the internet.
Yeah, Friday. Not till Friday.
Oh, it's Friday, the first one? Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you watch
go ahead,
that?
Brian.
I believe it's going to be on the NBCSN Gold package, and if you buy the NASCAR portion of the package, you should be able to watch it. They're usually really late at getting that up, so I don't even know if it's up as of yet, but usually a day or two before then they will, and you'll be able to see Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's even a ARCA East race there. I believe that's on Monday. And then, I mean, there's a ton of NASCAR modifieds there. Even the guys from the old Madhouse show, they're going to be running there also. So I think there's like over 40 NASCAR modifieds that are going to be there. So it'll be pretty interesting to see.
R.J. Braun, as we mentioned, will be running a super late model down there going for the overall championship. We will be talking next Sunday to his dad who's down there and giving us little updates on how RJ is doing and what things are. They're only taking one car down there. So it tends to be a crash fest. But the Wisconsin Automation, super late will be going down, and good luck to RJ Braun this week. If you'd like to participate in the program, we'd love to hear from you at 1-800. No, I almost said 800. Did you catch that? 414-421-7901 is the number to call and talk about anything pretty much in the world of racing. Of course, Brian went down there this week to watch some dirt track racing at East Bay, and it certainly has been an entertaining week for you, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they raced every night at East Bay. They even had a doubleheader because we got a little bit of rain here on Wednesday night that washed out the features. So they ran a doubleheader on Thursday. So, yeah, all sorts of racing down here. Lots of cars. They had well over 70 cars, almost 80 in the pit. So we'll be talking about that later.
Big time in old East Bay. LTN returns. Hang in there.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit PMFlandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
NASCAR returns to the World Center of Racing. The history, the finishes, the excitement, all are waiting to unfold.
At the stripe, Kevin Harvick gets it by inches.
Will Denny Hamlin win 3 in a row?
Denny Hamlin will go back to back.
The Daytona 500 is here. Are you ready? Live coverage of the Great American Race starts Sunday, February 14th.
All season long, hear all the races, trucks, Xfinity, Cup Series on the Big 920 and Big920.com.
That's right. 2 weeks from today is the Daytona 500. 1 week from Tuesday is the Clash. Can you believe it? It's coming that quickly. It is the Busch Clash, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. They've gone through sponsors. They come and they go, but that'll be on a Tuesday night. So be sure to be here for that. All right, gentlemen, we have a situation coming up at Daytona already. It's just going to be like the good old days. Cars show up down there in hopes of making the race. Now, with the charter program that's been going on for the last couple of years, there are 36 cars that don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry how they qualify. They don't have to worry if they crash in a qualifying race. No problem. They're assured a spot in the 500. However, as there has been, there are 4 open spots. And right now, there are 9 cars that have declared that they are going to be there to compete for those 9 spots. They include the number 16 car with Kaz Grala at the wheel, the number 33 car with Austin Cindric. That's a Penske car, so pretty good chance that's going to be fast enough to make the race. The 36 car, David Reagan, I swear he could. He's one of the better. I would call them plate racers. It's not really a plate anymore, but Reagan has always been really good at Talladega and Daytona. So there's a guy that's got a pretty good shot at it. Ryan Preece, Dan, I was a little surprised. They have announced that Ryan Preece is not going to use a charter this year with the 37 car.
Yeah, apparently they don't have one. They had one the last couple of years because they actually bought, I think that one came from the 77 car that Furniture Row ran way back when it was before it came from that Harry Scott car. And something, Todd Braun was part of the deal when they made the whole purchase, and he apparently retained some rights, and that charter is going to go to Spire Motorsports this year. So the 37 cars open. They don't even have full funding for a full year yet. So we'll see where they're at and how they do as the season starts. If they start falling behind, we may not see that car every race this year.
Right. They said they think they have like 14 races worth of sponsorship. So yeah, the Ryan Preece deal may not make it the whole year. There is supposedly another car with number 44 on it that's going to compete. Of course, we asked Johnny Sauter last week if the rumor was true, and he said he had never even heard from them. So there's another possibility of a car showing up with a driver still to be determined. Chad Fincham. I don't know the first damn thing about Chad Fincham, but he's going to try to make it in the number 49 car. I'm willing to bet Dan knows all about Chad Fincham.
I've heard of him. He's been around. That team's been around. Is that one of Carl Long's cars maybe or something?
Yeah, doesn't he run the Xfinity series with Carl Long all the time, I think?
That's what I think. I've heard of them. You know, they've been around.
The 62 car, Noah Gragson is going to make an attempt at the 500. That, I believe, is a one of the Team 3 cars, isn't it?
That's Beard Motorsports, Mark Beard's car that Brendan Gaughan had driven the last couple of years. He's always seemed to make the 500 in that car as an open car, and he had a couple top 10 finishes in that
It's
car.
not a Childress car, huh?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, okay. Timmy Hill, a 66 car, noted video gamer, and Ty Dillon's going to try and make it in the 96 car. None of those cars have charters. There's some pretty decent cars in there. Once you take Austin Cindric and David Reagan out, maybe not as many.
Yeah, that 96 car was the Gaunt brothers car that Suarez drove last year. So they've been around for a while too. They don't have a charter as well. There's also talk to Tommy Baldwin might bring a car down there. He's had some talk about it, but no one's really put anything specific together yet. But there were some whispers that car might show up. So it could be 10 cars.
Wow.
And is that number 50 the money?
At Landmark Credit Union, we're here for members' everyday financial needs with better rates and lower fees. So you have more for the things that really matter. To learn more, visit landmarkcu.com. Landmark Credit Union. You're worth more here. Insured by NCUA.
The racing team car, aren't they still talking about it too?
I don't think that's going to happen. That's been talked, but I haven't seen anything that would say that car would show up.
Yeah, they'd have to find a driver and hopefully a driver with money. Either way, the twin 150s a week from Thursday are suddenly going to have some drama involved because these guys are going to be racing for positions. It's going to be the only time you more than likely hear their names because in the 500 most of them will disappear, but it'll give us some drama for that Thursday night
and
race.
We'll have to see how it shakes up qualifying wise what races they put into it, because I guarantee you if Keselowski and Blaney and DiBenedetto are in the same race as Cindric, well, they're all going to go back and get them and hook up with them and draft them to the front.
Team racing. It's such a wonderful thing, isn't it? Anyone?
Well, Cindric could lock himself in if he qualifies on a pole.
That's right. There's still that way of doing it. For the top two lock themselves in, whether they have a charter or not. And Cindric is
odds
not.
Are highly against it, but who knows?
Who knows nowadays? I mean, it used to be a little easier. I know it was never easy to make the Daytona 500 field, but if you came with an open car, you had a better shot of doing it than you do nowadays because of the charter system. So I'm surprised to see that many open cars showing up because it's really tough to do with only 4 spots available.
Ed, remember something. She showed up out of nowhere and was on the front row for the Daytona 500. Don't forget the Danica effect. You could have a car show up and suddenly, make it.
Back in the day, when I went down there with Granada, and we run the ARCA race the week before, and there were very few Cup cars showing up for the Winston cars back then. And NASCAR officials were coming through the ARCA garage asking different teams if they would be interested in running a 500. And we said, sure, what the heck? Bill Schwitzer's paying the money. We'll go whatever it takes to run a Daytona 500.
Was the Granada legal?
Well, yeah, it was on that day. But as the week went along and more cars showed up of Cup cars, they come over and they said, well, you really need to change that grill. And then you say, well, the roof line is not exactly what we want. And I said, what you're telling me is forget it, right?
Well, hey, Jerry on Facebook, remind us, don't forget Loy Allen.
I was just going to bring that up. There's some guys have come around and have sat in the pole or the front row that you never heard of before, right? Loy Allen was one of them.
Didn't Danica do it too?
Yeah, that's what we just said. Wasn't that Hooters sponsorship in that Loy Allen car, Dan?
I think it was. That was, the 19 car, I think, at the time, wasn't it?
There we go.
Ramos Stott sat on the pole here way back when the top two guys got DQ'd. So.
Ramos
That's why I mentioned early on is that, one of these guys could sit on the front row and not have to worry about the clash.
Wouldn't that be something? Hey, they're all single car runs, right? The twins.
Yep.
Yeah. That's all single car runs. So you just never know about these things. Well, it'll make some drama. It'll be fun to watch, that's for sure. And it all starts a week from Tuesday for the Busch Clash. It's coming fast, Pretty cool. Cool stuff. That's what we like to see. And Brian, I have to tell you, who's down there, as I mentioned, watching the dirt races at East Bay. It has filled up. First of all, those East Bay races were shown free of charge on Facebook this week, which kind of blew me away. I can't imagine why MAV TV wanted to make them available to everyone unless they're trying to sell something down the line, right?
Yeah, it had something to do with their transitioning. They're transitioning from Lucas Oil Racing TV, which they've had the last couple of years, over to MAV TV Plus, I think it is, and they didn't get the formatting and all that stuff done in time to do the transition, so they decided just to do East Bay for free to get the people to watch it. So that was the basic reason.
Well, it's there. It's out there. It's all out there. We're gonna sneak away and take a break. I'm glad you're listening on this snowy Sunday morning. LTN returns after these messages.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company in the heart of Wisconsin is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily, from premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit PMFlandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Welcome to the program.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
Here's John Wall on James Harden wanting out of Houston.
When we have certain guys in the mix that don't want to buy in all as one, it's going to be hard to do anything special.
This is what James Harden should be saying. It's like somebody who builds a house and it's not a good house, and then they're the ones that built the house, and then they say, I don't want to live in this house. You build it. I don't want to live here.
Dan Patrick. The Dan Patrick Show.
Weekdays after 8 on the Big 920 and Big920.com.
And welcome back to the program. Thanks to our good friend and regular listener, Bruce Noodleman up in Minnesota, who's obviously getting ready to take the trip down to Florida, who mentioned, when we mentioned, is Ricky Brooks going to be the tech director at New Smyrna? He said no. Glenn Luckett is the race director, and the tech director is Eddie Chu from the CRA. So neither Ricky Brooks does not have anything to do with either one of those. Ricky Brooks is the guy that's really changed the mindset from the Snowball Derby, which used to be the world's biggest cheat-a-thon. He really got it back in line to the point where, you were getting penalized for walking in with your tie on wrong. He's just one of those sticklers for being legal. How about that? And there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. If you'd like to
tired of being run over and
yeah, there you go. If you'd like to participate, 414-421-7901. They announced from Daytona this week that there will be 30,000 fans in attendance. I don't remember what capacity is in the main grandstand. Do you guys remember
101,000.
So roughly a third, a little under a third of the I wonder what, I guess there's a formula for that. Every state is different. Am I right?
Yeah. And kind of what Daytona did, and this is what our email was to us because, we had tickets to the races. They basically took everybody that they asked everybody first if they wanted to go or not. So you were able to pick. Otherwise, you could just roll it over to 2022. That's what we did. Then what they did is they looked at how long you were in your specific seat. And if you were in that seat a long time, you got to keep it. If you weren't, then they'd move you. And then they just kept doing that by seniority until you got to the point where if it's a new seat and it's your first year being in that seat, you probably got bumped. Same thing happened to us for Phoenix. They're only going to have 8,400 people in the stands for that one in March. And because we only had those tickets 2 years, we got bumped out. So we're not allowed to go into the grandstands for that race. And that's kind of how they've been doing it. They set themselves with a number, and then they just bump you based on how long you've had the seat, which is a fair way to do it, I guess.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it is.
And Vegas still is Vegas doesn't know yet. Their latest email said they're planning on having everybody distanced. They haven't been approved yet, so stay tuned. They want to do it with fans, but we'll see. And it's getting close for that one.
Yeah, and
Daytona is a really hard one because that's one of the rare. I mean, every year that thing sells out. So that's got to be the toughest one to do to try to figure out who is and who isn't going to have a seat for that.
Right. And Phoenix, I'll let you know, Brian. It's an update there. They got bumped out of the grandstand, but we're going to have a table in the infield off of, in the infield tables where you watch off turn forward and things. So by yourself, there's 4-seat tables and we have 4 seats. So Todd and I are going to go watch the race from the infield.
Yeah. I hope we could see the big screen from there. I wonder if they're going to have the garage areas open like they did in the past. Probably not, huh?
No, they won't.
That was already announced. No.
Oh, jeez. Next thing you're going to tell me is that Miller Lite isn't even going to be on the number 2 car for Brad Keselowski this year. Did you see that? It got replaced. Keystone Light is the new sponsor for the 2 car. They took Miller Lite off of that car. How many years has that car been Miller Lite?
Well, lately it hasn't been much. I mean, lately it's only been a race or two for the last couple of years. But yeah, I know their brand has always been Miller Lite or some kind of Miller brand, and having Keystone is going to be way different. Was Keystone part of a car when Dallenbach drove for Roush?
For Roush. Yep.
Wow.
That's way back. You're talking like what, the early 90s, mid 90s, something
Yeah,
like
it
that?
was before Musgrave came into that ride. It was a 16 car.
That makes me wonder, how the hell do you remember that stuff, Dan?
Wow. The prettiest one of all was still the old Rusty Wallace, just Miller. Red, yellow, and black Miller car.
The genuine draft car?
I love the genuine draft. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Black with the yellow and red trim on it.
But Midnight. Remember Midnight was the car that won all the night races?
Yeah.
And they ran it during Richmond, got to get rained out or something. They ran during the day, and they had the car covered all up until race time because they wanted the car to think it was still night.
Yeah.
And Bobby Allison's Miller High Life, Miller American car. It was the color of a bottle of Miller High Life, gold. That was pretty neat too. But well, it's going to be Keystone Light. It's light blue, I guess. So, hey. You send them the check, they don't give a damn how they're going to paint the car. They put Keystone Light on there and pretend everybody drinks it. Yeehaw! Let's drink it in Victory Lane. That's what they like.
I didn't even know this thing existed, Keystone Light.
Oh yeah, it's a spot. We sell it at Slinger. I know because I call it the bottled beer in a can. No, is that what it was? Bottled beer in a can, something like that. Keystone Light. Yeah, they got into trouble by calling it Stone, and there is a Stone microbrewery out somewhere, and beer wars. It's a beautiful thing. Hall of Famer Ken Squire was released from the hospital after his bout with COVID-19. He's 85 years old, and that's a wonderful thing, getting released from the hospital if you've been in for that. The bad news is now he's in a wheelchair. That's the first I've heard of that happening. I think probably he is in a weakened state because of having COVID-19.
I'm sure.
And so right for this time, they didn't say if they think it's a permanent thing, but for right now, he's out of the hospital, but he's in a wheelchair. So great news. Ken Squire is out, and that's a good thing.
He looked like he needed a wheelchair before he got sick.
Hey, Ed, he's in his 80s. People in their 80s look like that, I guess.
Oh, okay. I don't relate.
Ed, I hope I make it that far. It's all I can say. All right, gentlemen. I don't know if anyone has ever heard of Nations Guard before. Nations Guard. I Googled it, and it told me National Guard. What is Nations Guard? It is the sponsor on the winningest short track racer in the country who is going to race in the Daytona 500 this year. Kyle Larson has Nations Guard on his car, and it doesn't exist until I did a little extra work and found out all it is part of the Hendrick Automotive Group. It's one of their trademark names. In other words, he's being sponsored by the car owner. How long is that going to happen before somebody jumps on board with Kyle Larson, as they should?
Right after he wins the Daytona 500.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, at this point, wouldn't that be an awesome way to come back? Speaking of come back, we'll do that after these messages.
As a growing man.
At Landmark Credit Union, we're here for members' everyday financial needs with better rates and lower fees, so you have more for the things that really matter. To learn more, visit landmarkcu.com. Landmark Credit Union, you're worth more here. Insured by NCUA.
News, laws, and regulations are changing by the day. We get it. And at ADP, we're here to help guide you with up-to-the-minute compliance expertise, so you can pay your people accurately and on time, regardless of what each new day may bring. Learn more at adp.com.
Manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
NASCAR returns to the World Center of Racing. The history, the finishes, the excitement, all are waiting to unfold.
At the stripe, Kevin Harvick gets it by inches.
Will Denny Hamlin win 3 in a row?
Denny Hamlin will go back to back.
The Daytona 500 is here. Are you ready? Live coverage of the Great American Race starts Sunday, February 14th.
All season long, hear all the races, trucks, Xfinity, Cup Series on the Big 920 and Big920.com.
And thanks for taking time out of your busy snowstorm shoveling day to come and listen in to LTN. Dan Margetta was able to get a copy of the odds released by Las Vegas for the Daytona 500. The early odds are in. Now, remember, these are only if you're there well before they even put a car on the track, because odds tend to change when any kind of news comes out, including practice times and qualifying or any of that sort of thing. Will change these odds. These are the initial odds.
Somebody walks up to a window and drops $5,000 on a long.
Exactly right. Action makes a big part of that.
We've seen that happen, haven't we?
We did.
All right.
But I'm not sure what book this is from, but it's one of the Vegas sports books. The favorite is Denny Hamlin, obviously. Going for 3 in a row. Nobody's ever done that, though. No one's ever won this race 3 times in a row. He's the favorite at 8-1. So tells you what kind of a crapshoot it is when your favorite is at 8-1. Chase Elliott 10-1, Joey Logano 10-1, Ryan Blaney 10-1, Brad Keselowski at 14-1, William Byron at 16-1, and Alex Bowman at 16-1. Same with Eric Almirola, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, all at 16-1.
Harvick is at 16.
Yeah, I know. Kyle Larson, 18-1 for Kyle Larson. 20-1, Bubba Wallace, Kurt Busch. Kurt's always good on the plate tracks. Martin Truex Jr., Ross Chastain, Ricky Stenhouse are all at 20-1. At 30-1, I've got Austin Dillon.
You mean Ricky Stenhouse is 4 points different than Harvick?
I mean, his only wins come on a plate track. So
yeah, and he's a good plate track racer. Wasn't that car on the front row last year?
Yep. Austin Dillon, 30-1. He won before. Christopher Bell, 30-1. Matt DiBenedetto, 30-1. Chris Buescher, 40-1. Cole Custer, 40-1. Chase Briscoe, 40-1. Tyler Reddick, 40-1.
Oh, there's some money that's.
Yeah, Eric Jones, 40-1. I don't know if he doesn't have a petty car. Yeah. John Hunter Nemechek may not be in the race, 66-1. Michael McDowell, 66-1. Ryan Newman, 66-1. Ryan Preece, 66-1. Justin Haley, 100-1. BJ McLeod, 100-1. Brendan Poole, 200-1. Corey LaJoie, 200-1. Daniel Suarez, 200-1. Ty Dillon, 200-1. Now we get to the 10,000-1. You ready? Here we go. BJ McLeod, Cody Ware, Garrett Smithley, James Davison, JJ Yaley, Joey Gase, Quinn Hoff, Reed Sorensen, Timmy Hill, and Josh Balicki. Put some money on Josh. 10,000-1.
10,000-1. Which reminds me, since Josh Balicki is Wisconsin's one and only full-time Cup driver, we are going to give you his starting position every week when we do this program, and the next week we'll give you where he finished. But it may not be up in the front. He's got a car that's really not all that capable, but that doesn't mean much. He's our guy. He's it for Cheeseland, you know. So we're going to give you we'll give you results how our guy Josh Balicki of Richfield, Wisconsin.
It depends what the race plan is. If it's a straight up let him race and he can stay out of trouble and hang on to the draft, you can get a respectable finish on a plate track.
There you go. There's some pretty good cars in there.
If it's past halfway and some weird storm would creep up in the middle of a yellow, pit stop sequence, it's happened before.
See Justin Haley 2019, right?
There you go. That's how Justin Haley won it. Lightning. Wasn't it lightning that?
Yeah. 1,000-1.
10,000-1.
10,000.
10,000-1. Oh my God.
All right. There is.
Hey, if the Redditors could do that to the stock market, let's all throw $10 on Josh Balicki. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Wouldn't that be so? Put this place out of business, wouldn't we?
Change the odds.
Wow. Dan, there was a group of cars between 20 and 30-1 that I'm looking for my wallet here.
And that's always the case on the 500 because it's such a crapshoot. You really don't know. I mean, you really don't know until the final lap.
Christopher Bell, he's in a really good car now. You get some pretty good odds on him. I'll see if I can find my wallet. We'll be right back.
PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit PMFlandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend. From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted fitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
All right, everybody. It's Outkick the Coverage with Clay Travis.
If I'm Urban Meyer, the number one question that I had to answer, even if he doesn't say this to everybody out there in the media, he's got to believe that Trevor Lawrence is that good. If Trevor Lawrence is good, this Jags team can flip from 1-15 to playoffs.
It's Outkick the Coverage with Clay Travis.
Weekday mornings 5 to 8 a.m. on the Big 920 and Big920.com.
Well, the phones are lighting up. That's the way we like it. Let's talk first to Bill from Waukesha. Bill, let's talk NASCAR.
Hello. You were talking about Wally Dallenbach Jr. and Keystone, and the question occurred to me that I couldn't remember the details, but he took someone out in a cup race, and later on the other driver approached him and asked him, "Tell me, that was your neighbor Dave driving, right?" Because they had those commercials with neighbor Dave jumping in the car.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Jeez, that talk about a long time ago. That's a good one.
Anyway, I couldn't remember who the other driver was.
Interesting.
It could have been Musgrave for all I know.
Yeah. Somebody will come up with that one. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. Let's talk to our old friend Darren Travis at Oak Creek. Darren, how you doing today, man?
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
At?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think we can hear you now. You sound like you're on the road.
Okay. No, I'm actually in a wheel loader pulling snow. But you guys are talking about betting on NASCAR. I remember when Matt Kenseth won the night race. It was 40-1 odds, and I put $100 on it. Paid $4,000. So them 40-1 odd deals work.
What
I don't know if you remember
put
when
40-1 on Matt Kenseth at Daytona anyway. You know.
Right.
If I recall,
yeah, but that was a night race that rained out, or it got rained out, and they ran it Monday night.
Yep, and Juan hit the jet dryer, and Matt won the race. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's pretty cool. So I was like, you can bet on those long shots and make them work.
I'm glad to hear it, man. You keep blowing snow, all right?
Okay. Are you in Florida? Or are you in Arizona?
One of us is in Florida, and one of us is in Arizona.
Oh. Well,
Nice,
you guys
huh?
have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, Darren Travis, thanks a lot. Appreciate that. This is a good one from Brian. Did you say they've come up for the name of the Xfinity race at Daytona?
Yeah, for a couple of years it's been like the NASCAR Experience 300, or was the Goodies 300 back in the day. This year it's called Beef. It's What's for Dinner 300. I mean, come on. Money is money, I guess, but Daytona, this is your top Xfinity race of the year, and that's what you come up with.
Is Clint Boyer doing the broadcast of that? Because how is he going to keep a straight face when he says
I
that
know.
in that race?
I remember, like, I think it was ARCA. Frank Kimmel had pork, the other white meat, and then they had like sponsorships of those races too. But
I
my
remember
goodness, this is what it's come to.
I believe I read that Tony Stewart is going to sit in with Clint Boyer and do the Xfinity race this year. Those two together ought to be real entertaining.
They're not going to seriously say that race name with a straight face, are they? I mean, they can't.
What are the odds? That's fantastic. Oh, that's great. Appreciate that. Ty Dillon, wasn't he born into Chevrolet royalty? Isn't his dad and his grandfather Chevrolet royalty? from what I remember, while he drove that number 13 car, which was a satellite deal. The Geico Chevrolet was a satellite deal for Childress. Well, he lost that. They sold out, right? They sold the charter. The team disbanded. They sold the equipment. Ty Dillon is out of a ride, and he's got a couple of different deals, Dan. One of them you said earlier was the 96.
Right, that's the Gaunt Brothers car that Suarez drove last year. They're going to run some
That's
races.
a Toyota, right?
Right, and I don't think they're here. They may not be on for a full schedule, but as many as they can make, I guess.
And he was just named a part-time driver of the group of guys who's going to drive the number 54 Toyota for Gibbs in the Xfinity Series, too. So, so much for all that thoroughbred Chevrolet stuff, huh? We'll take whatever we can find, and it says Toyota. It sounds good to me.
What's interesting about that group driving that 54 Gibbs car, a couple of Cup drivers in it, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch. Who's in it when they come to Road America in July?
I saw it today. It's going to be Kyle Busch at Road America in that 54 car. So he is going to, that'll be his last Busch race, listen to me, Xfinity race of the year will be the Road America Xfinity race. So interesting, huh? Pretty cool stuff. We'll sneak away and be right back.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit PMFlandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
NASCAR returns to the World Center of Racing. The history, the finishes, the excitement, all are waiting to unfold.
At the stripe, Kevin Harvick gets it by inches.
Will Denny Hamlin win 3 in a row?
Denny Hamlin will go back to back.
The Daytona 500 is here. Are you ready? Live coverage of the Great American Race starts Sunday, February 14th.
All season long, hear all the races, trucks, Xfinity, Cup Series on the Big 920 and Big920.com.
Big money getting thrown around in a world of dirt this week, and Brian was there for much of it.
Yes, it is. It's a busy Speed Weeks, as we said all year here. It's been really early for Speed Weeks to get started, and she hit a frenetic pace this week. We'll start last night up in Ringgold, Georgia at the Boyd Speedway. The Cabin Fever 50 for Super Late Models 4,000 win. That went to Randy Weaver. Up at Lake City, Florida, the North Florida Speedway, the UMP Winter Nationals for UMP Modifieds. If you remember, they were at East Bay last week. They moved up there this week. Friday night, 1,000 to win went to Jason Garver. Last night, 1,200 to win. It went to Illinois driver Alan Weiser. No, I had a brain fart there. Justin Allgaier. That's it. Justin Allgaier was in that race. He finished third. So he'll be racing all next week at Volusia also. Ocala, Florida, the Bubba Raceway Park, the short track super series for the big block modifieds. Their Sunshine Swing. Say that 10 times fast.
Sunshine Swing. Jeez.
Sunshine Swing. Wednesday night rained out, so they raced Thursday night, 5,000 win for the big blocks. Eric Rudolph was your winner. Friday night, 6,000 win. Stuart Friesen picked up the win. He had his late model over at East Bay on Monday night. Said late model racing is a lot more tougher than one would ever think. So he packed up, took his modified out, which he knows how to do, and picked up the win Friday night. Last night, 8,000 win up there. Tyler Seary was your winner. Screven, Georgia, at the Screven Motorsports Park, the All-Star Circuit of Champion 410 Sprint Cars kicked off their season. Friday night's feature winner was Donnie Schatz. Our own Scotty Thiel from Sheboygan made the trek down there. He made the show, finished 18th. I think there was 36 or 38 sprint cars there, so that was good. Last night, Aaron Reitzel picked up the win in his new car. He's driving the Roth Motorsports 83. Scotty Thiel, I think he qualified 5th and made the show and finished 16th. And finally, right here in Gibsonton, Florida, the East Bay Raceway Park, the 45th Annual Winter Nationals for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. They had car counts that we haven't seen in almost 15 years here. Monday night, we had 76 cars, 5,000 to win, and young Hudson O'Neill picked up the win. Tuesday night, 5,000 to win again. Tyler Erb got the victory. Wednesday night, they got the heat races completed in 1B main before the rains came. So they moved that over to the end of Thursday night. And the regular
big fancy Thursday night. Boy, there was a lot of action in that one.
Yes, there was. It was a long night. The track it didn't wear out so well. It didn't wear so well because there was a lot of racing. 7,000 win Thursday night's first race went to Stormy Scott, his first ever win in a late model. He's a longtime modified racer. Him and his brother, Johnny Scott, race, and it was really.
Where are they from, Brian?
Las Cruces in New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And they do a lot of racing out west. And Stormy he had to compose himself. He couldn't
the
believe
name sounded familiar.
Probably seen him a lot out there. So then they packed everything up, moved the track a little bit, did the makeup show, another 7,000 win, and Josh Rich picked up the win in Clint Boyer's car on Thursday night. Friday night, up to 12,000 to win, and Brandon Overton was one of the best racers in the country last year. I think he had 27 feature wins last year. Picked up where he left off last year, winning the feature Friday night. And last night, 15,000 to win the grand finale. Tyler Erb got the win. He had a good restart there on Tim McCready. McCready had the lead with about, I think it's 15 to go on a restart. Got by him and picked up the win. You're going to notice a name I did not mention through all of this, and that was Brandon Shepard. Brandon Shepard in that Rocket House car. I think they won 29 features last year. They have just struggled. Shepard finished.
He just didn't even look like himself this week.
No, and he looked a little better last night. He had fast time in his group, and he finished. He won his heat race, but he finished third. He had to lead for a little while, but they're just missing something. So it's going to be interesting when they move over to Lucia in 2 weeks here to see if he's able to pick it up, because he was not good over there either. But that crew, man, they've been working nonstop, brought their other car out. And they've just been doing left and right, trying to get things right, and they just can't quite figure it out. I talked with Mark Richards a little bit. You're going to have that every now and then.
Busy time,
people, work on their stuff. Maybe they got to work a little harder. So be interesting to see a lot of racing to go at. They race Monday and Tuesday over at Bubba Raceway Park for the Lucas Oil Series, so you can watch those on Lucas Oil Facebook page, I believe, and then there's a couple days off. A couple guys will go up.
That will be shown free of charge on Facebook?
Monday and Tuesday, yes. Okay. Yep, and then that'll be it for the Lucas Series. There's going to be some racing up at North Florida Speedway on Friday and Saturday. It's really weird this year because you got a gap, and then the late models pick up at Volusia the following Monday. So interesting to see. A lot of guys, I think, after this week, there's a lot of sheet metal bent. They're going to be taking some time off this week to get their stuff fixed after they're done at Bubba Raceway Park.
It's pretty, being around this group has been fun. Of course, I'm not a big dirt guy, but of course, Brian's there. Dan Margetta, he knows about every kind of racing. And Ed and I we're on a group text. And while these races are going on, the texts are flying, and it's pretty entertaining. And I've learned a lot from watching this stuff. I can tell you that Tyler Erb is an interesting cat. He's won a couple of races. He sure is good. I thought he was the best car of the week that I saw down there. But one of those guys that seems to be kind of a hair trigger, and he'll do crazy things if you feel you got wronged. This Mason Ziegler got into him as he passed him in one of the races the other day. And when the race was over, here comes Tyler Erb, just drove over the front end of his dirt late model, and got himself kicked out for the night.
Yeah, they don't mess.
Who won the overall, Brian?
Yeah, they don't mess around in the Lucas series here. They don't stand for that stuff, and it was like immediate. You're done. Load your car up.
Who won the
we'll see you
overall,
tomorrow.
Brian?
I believe it was Tyler. Well, I don't know. They don't really do an overall for the week here at East Bay. It's just each race. The Lucas Series there's 9. There should have been 10. They had one rain out. There's 9 races over the week and a half they're here, and they take your 5 best for points.
Oh, okay.
So for Tyler, it wasn't that catastrophic because he'll be able to throw that one out and still have.
Because I know Overton was the point leader coming in, but
Brian, what's the phrase that was coined at Fairbury a couple years ago? What in the world was Tyler Herb thinking?
Yes. Yep. Yes. Yeah, he is something else.
He's entertaining, that's for sure. So
Fans love
Monday and Tuesday, you say you'll be able to watch from Volusia?
No, Bubba Raceway Park.
Oh, Bubba. That's also in Florida, a little bit further north, though.
Yep, Ocala. That's in Ocala.
Okay, Bubba. Oh, man, a lot of racing coming in a big hurry here. We'll be right back.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com.
All right, everybody. It's Outkick the Coverage with Clay Travis.
You can make an argument that right now Lamar Jackson is the NFL's version of James Harden or Russell Westbrook. Guys that are MVP caliber, but it's fair to say at this point that Lamar Jackson is not the same player in the postseason as he is in the regular season.
It's Outkick the Coverage with Clay Travis.
Weekday mornings 5 to 8 a.m. on the Big 920 and Big920.com.
I guess they're looking for some help up at Wagner Motorsports in Markesan, Wisconsin.
Yeah, they're looking for a unique individual. Someone that might be working behind a parts counter right now today somewhere, not making a very good living. Casey Wagner is looking for someone who can answer the phones, do ordering, make sure stocks are filled. You don't have to have a big engine background, but be personal with people, kind of like a general manager, salesperson, phone guy. Make a nice living up in Markesan, Wisconsin. Give them a call.
And I'd like to say congratulations. Guys, I don't know if you saw this or heard this, but I think it's pretty cool. At Slinger Speedway, we are going to have probably the only female safety crew director in the country. Congratulations to Shelley Greenwald, who was named the new safety director at Slinger Speedway. She's a firefighter. She's been on the job up there for several years. She's pretty capable, I'll tell you that. Well respected. And how about that?
How cool is that?
A female in charge of the safety crew at Slinger Speedway. Way to go, Shelley. Well deserved, and we're very proud of you and looking forward to seeing you on the job this year. And here's a note I had made here. If the stock market can make GameStop a $400 a share stock, how much should we put on Josh Bilicki at 10,000 to 1 to move that to about $100 to 100 to 1? What do you think? Josh,
Dan's the expert.
You never know, man. I mean, it may be worth throwing $10 at, you know. Hey, what's going on February 3rd with Jeff Gordon? There's some. I put a tweet out there. Some kind
big
of announcement.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what it is.
Here's the thing. Didn't they put a picture of Jeff Gordon standing next to a very familiar face?
That was the response to Jeff Gordon's tweet by the SRX guys that said, "Hey, look at this." I mean, you don't think he's going to run that series, do you?
Oh, would that be something? Add Jeff Gordon to Slinger Speedway?
Wow.
I don't know.
We don't know that.
No.
The announcement is going to be on February 3rd. What is that? Wednesday? Yeah. Yeah. So keep your eyes open for that.
He's going to be the announcer.
Hey, I'll work with him. What the hell? I'll teach him a few things. Hey, Hey, happy birthday to my best friend for 50 years, Dave Schmalzer. You might know him as the engineer from Racing Roundup. Yes, yeah, we're getting old. So what? It's better than the alternative. It's a good thing. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate it. Glad you made us a little part of your Sunday morning. And, boy, the racing is going to start picking up. You'll be able to start watching Friday night, the World Series of Asphalt from New Smyrna. So be able to watch that. Until then, for all of us involved, we want you to remember real race cars have doors, even if they do climb in through the windows. Let's Talk NASCAR is produced and directed by Dangerous Dan Margetta. Our in-house engineer, website coordinator, and king of the knobs is Matt Hangover Losi. For all of us involved with the program, we love you. We'll see you next week, everybody.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations via Skype. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.
A payroll and HR company needs to be prepared for whatever's going to happen. You could say that over 70 years of experience helping businesses all over the world run smoothly is good preparation. But for ADP, that's not enough. To make sure millions of people are getting paid on time and in compliance, we're staying on top of each new piece of legislation. So when it comes down to it, ADP isn't just a payroll and HR company. We're the company that helps you navigate the complexities. ADP, HR talent, time, benefits, and payroll, informed by data and designed for people.